Hello children, how are you? I hope all of you have done the assignments that were given in the previous class, right? So, welcome back to the second session of the first lesson, A Hero. So, now let us check our answers of the assignments. I hope all of you have written the assignments, right? So, question number 1 was, what was the newspaper report about? So, what was the newspaper report about? It was about the bravery of a village boy who comes face to face with the tiger while returning home. Question number 2 was, what did Swami and his father debate on? So, the answer is, Swami and his father debated upon courage and strength. Swami was of the opinion that strength only helps one to face difficult situations, but father opined that courage matters and not strength and age. Next question was, how would Swami prove that he had courage? So, Swami was of the opinion courage is not important, but father was of the opinion courage is very much important. So, how should Swami prove that he had courage? Swami should prove that he had courage by sleeping alone in his father's office room instead of sleeping beside his granny. So, this was the challenge. And next we discussed about language functions, that is seeking permission and also requesting, right. Based on that, some of the situations are given here. You have to rewrite the sentences using the given clues. Tomorrow is a holiday. I want to play with my friends. You have to begin the sentence with can I. Have you written the answer? Let's check. The answer is, can I go to play with my friends please? Second situation was, here it is. Please help me in completing my class work. You have to rephrase or reframe the sentence using or beginning with could you. The answer is, could you please help me to complete my class work? So, I hope all of you have written your answers correct. Okay. So, now let us move on to today's class. So, let's recall what happened in the last class. In the last class, we came to know about a boy. So, who was the boy? The boy was Swami. Was he courageous, brave and courageous? No, not at all. He afraid that if he was in the place of that village lad, he would have died, right? He was not at all courageous. Then what was the debate between the father and the son? So, Swami and his father had a debate. What was the debate? Father told that courage is very much important to face the situations, but Swami was of the opinion that strength is very much important, right. So, finally, the debate ended with a challenge. What was the challenge? Father challenged Swami to sleep alone in his office room that night instead of sleeping beside his granny, right. So, then what happened? What was the heroic act? The lesson name is A Hero, but what was the heroic act? Did Swami become a hero? What did he do to become a hero? And if he became a hero, if he did something, then was he rewarded? So, these all questions were still remaining, right. To get the answer for all these questions, we have to read the lesson A Hero from paragraph 10. So, open your textbook on page number 6 and start reading along with me. Here we go. Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy, who didn't appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. As the night advanced and the silence in his house deepened, his heart beat faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. How often his chum Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end. And what about poor Munisami's father, who spat out blood because the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night. And so on his thoughts continued. He was faint with fear. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The ticking of the clock, rustle of trees, snoring sounds, and some vague night insects humming. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. There was the instance of his old friend in the 4th class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. It seemed to be a much safer place, more compact and reassuring. He shut his eyes tight and encased himself in his blanket once again, and unknown to himself fell asleep, and in sleep was racked with nightmares. A tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch the ground, scratch, scratch, and then a loud thud. Swami tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open, and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in despair. With a desperate effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at his side, as was his habit, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench, and his lonely state came back to him. He sweated with fright. And now, what was this rustling? He moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. Something was moving down. He lay gazing at it in horror. His end had come. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? As it came nearer, he crawled out from under the bench, hugged it with all his might, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. "Ayo! Something has bitten me!" went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in carrying light, and all three of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. His classmates looked at him with respect, and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. The inspector said, "Why don't you join the police when you are grown up?" Swami said, for the sake of politeness, certainly yes, though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is asleep." "Already?" "He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night," said his mother. "Where is he sleeping?" "In his usual place," mother said casually. "He went to bed at 7:30. "Sleeping beside his granny again?" Father said. "No wonder. He wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy." Mother lost her temper. "You let him sleep where he likes. You needn't risk his life again." Father mumbled as he went in to change. "All right, mollycoddle and spoil him as much as you like. Only don't blame me afterwards." Swami, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously relieved to hear that his father was giving him up. Okay, so now we have read the lesson. While reading the lesson, we came to know about a variety of new words, right? A list of new words were there in the lesson. So let us know the meaning of all those words, right? So they are difficult and they made it difficult for you to understand the lesson clearly. So you have to take the help of a dictionary, right? So now let us know the meaning and usage of those words. The first word was cut off. Swami felt he was cut off from humanity, right? So cut off. What is the meaning of cut off? Cut off means to stop or to separate. Kadadu haku athwa berpadisu. So look at the picture. So by seeing the picture, what do you see there? Due to heavy rains, low-lying areas are cut off from the mainland. Next word is strain of cruelty. Swami saw strain of cruelty in his father, right? So strain of cruelty means the act of cruelty, krurate. So Sindhu feared the strain of cruelty of her grandpa when he didn't send her to picnic. Next word is crouch. What is the meaning of crouch? Crouch means to bend or bow in fear. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಡ್ಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮುದುರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮುದುರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಲ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು. So what do we see in the picture? Yes, a cat. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು? It is crouching. The cat crouched in the bush in fear of dog. Next word is reassurance. Reassurance means bharavase, to make someone feel comfortable. So children need lot of reassurance. Nightmare means ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕನಸು, ಭಯಾನಕವಾದಂಥ ಕನಸು, frightening dream. Sorry. A nightmare made Nihal spend sleepless night. Desperate. What is the meaning of desperate? Nirashadayaka, do something with no hope. Ramya desperately tried to convince her mom to go for a picnic. Next word is mortal weapon. What is the meaning of mortal weapon? Mortal weapon means deadly weapon, maranantika ayudha. Hey, here comes Uji. So I think all of you love Uji and cockroaches, right? So Uji used his bat as a mortal weapon to chase the cockroaches away. Hey, who is he? Some burglar is peeping in, right? So the next word is burglar. What is the meaning of burglar? Burglar means thief or housebreaker, kalla. Looking at the picture, we can make a sentence. The burglar got into the house through the bedroom window. Notorious. What does notorious mean? Notorious means infamous, kukyata. Well known ಅಥವಾ ಫೇಮಸ್ ನ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ನೊಟೋರಿಯಸ್, ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ. ವಿಖ್ಯಾತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿಶ್ವವಿಖ್ಯಾತ. ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ famous, infamous. So here in the picture we are seeing some sea, right, some ocean. So the Sea of Okhotsk is notorious as one of the worst seas of the world. Hey, what a lovely picture, right? So what may be the next word? In the last paragraph we come across this word mollycoddle. What is the meaning of mollycoddle? Pamper, muddu mado antaddu. So Madhu and Manu are mollycoddled by their family members. So these are the different words that we came across in the lesson which are unknown to us, but now we know the meaning and usage of these words, right? So now let us move on to the next section, that is we have read the lesson from paragraph number 10 to 17, right? So now we just check our understanding of the lesson, okay? So we have read, now let us understand what the lesson is about and how did Swami become a hero, and after becoming a hero how he was rewarded, right? So Swami's experience. So in the last class Swami and his father has a challenge that Swami has to sleep in the office room, but we didn't know whether he slept alone in the office room or not. But now after reading the lesson, we came to know that he slept alone in the office room. But how did he sleep? What was his experience of sleeping alone in the office room? So, did he sleep peacefully? No. Swami slept alone in the office room with the door open. As night advanced and silence deepened the house, Swami recalled the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard from his friends. So, he recalled the stories of devils and the ghosts he heard from his friends. So, he couldn't sleep peacefully at all. Next, Swami finds a safer place to sleep. Which was that safer place? Yes, that is to sleep under the bench. So, with fear and nightmares of ghosts disturbing him, Swami spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. As he tried to sleep, he heard a thud sound and saw a moving figure from under the bench. So, he found the bench as a safer place and he spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. But while he was trying to sleep, he heard a thud sound and he forcefully opened his eyes. When he opened his eyes, he saw a moving figure from under the bench. Then what happened? What did Swami think? Swami thought that thud sound or that figure, the moving figure must be a devil and the devil must have come to pull him out. So, he was afraid and what did he do? Did he chase the devil away? Let us see. So, thinking that the devil had come to catch him, with fear, Swami moved towards the edge of the bench and tried to hold its leg tightly and bit it with all his might. He thought that he should be still safer, so he moved towards the edge of the bench and he tried to catch hold of the leg of the bench. But unknowingly he caught hold of the leg of the person who had come, or the burglar who had come into his house. And what did he do? He bit into the leg of that burglar. So, what happened next? The burglar was in pain because Swami had bitten into his leg. So, he was one of the notorious burglars of the district. In this way, Swami helped the police to catch the most wanted burglar of the district. So, unknowingly, what had Swami done? Swami had caught hold of the most wanted burglar of the district and helped the police. So, this was the heroic deed done by Swami without his knowledge. So, how was Swami honored now? Now, Swami has become a hero, right? How? By helping the police to catch the robber or the burglar. So, now Swami was honored. How was Swami honored? Swami was congratulated by everyone the next day. All his classmates looked at him with respect. His teachers patted his back. His headmaster called him a true scout. And the police inspector asked him to join the police department when he grew up. So, all these were the act of honor towards Swami the next day. So, like this, Swami became a hero and was honored, and he was a hero in the eyes of everybody in the village. But was really Swami courageous and brave? No, not at all. He became hero by chance. Right. So, this is about the lesson, a hero. Now, in the lesson, we came across the heroic deed of Swami. Right. So, after becoming a hero, the police inspector asked him to become a police officer when he grew up. Did Swami accept it or reject it? We don't know. Right. So, now let us learn accepting and rejecting. How to accept an invitation and how to reject an invitation. So, in what all ways we can politely accept and politely reject the invitation when someone invites us for any event. So, before that, let us see some situation. Yeah. What do we see here? Here Nidhi has come to the park to meet her friends. So she is asking, "Hi, how are you guys? Are you free on Saturday?" So Raju is asking, "Hi, what's the matter, Nidhi?" So Nidhi tells, "Hey, it's my birthday. I want all of you to join my birthday party." "Really? I'd love to join." "At what time?" "At 4 o'clock. Then what is Manu's answer? "I too love to join, but I am going to my grandparents' place with my parents. Sorry, I can't come to your birthday party." So here Raju has accepted Nidhi's invitation, but Manu has rejected the invitation in a polite way, quoting the reasons. So what happened to Nidhi? Nidhi felt very bad. "Too bad, I miss you a lot." Then what is Raju's answer? "Thanks a lot for inviting." So this is about accepting and inviting. You have just seen how Raju accepted Nidhi's invitation and how Manu politely, quoting the reasons, rejected Nidhi's invitation. So while accepting invitations, what all the words we can use, what all the phrases we can use while accepting invitations? We can accept the invitation by saying, "Great, I too want to join." "Sounds great." "Good idea." "Sure, I'd love to." Here in the previous story also, Raju accepted the invitation by saying, "I'd love to join," right? And then, "I'd be delighted." "That would be fun." "Why not?" "Cool." "Count me in," or "count on me." So these are the ways of accepting invitation with joy and wholeheartedly. Next, how can we reject invitations or refuse the invitation in a polite manner? So we can say, "Sorry, I can't. Maybe next time." Or we can say, "Sorry, I have other plans." "I'm afraid I have to work." "Sorry, I have to study." So you can refuse invitation politely by saying sorry and also by quoting the reason. So these are some of the ways of refusing invitation. Another way is, "Sorry, but it's too far. I want to come, but it is too far from my home." So like this also you can tell. So now let's write something. We came to know about the meaning and usage of difficult words. We comprehended the lesson and we learned how to accept and refuse an invitation. Now let's write something. What shall we write? We shall write profile writing. So profile writing means, what is it? Vyakti chitra, Vyakti chitrana. Where do we come across this profile writing? At the end of each lesson in the poem, you will read a section that is about the poet, about the author, right? Kavi Kriti Parichaya in Kannada, right? So in the same way, profile writing, it is not exactly Kavi Kriti Parichaya, it is about the details of a famous personality, about his birth, about his education, about their achievements and about the awards they have received. So profile writing includes everything, every details of the famous personalities. So to take as an example, we have read about R.K. Narayan in this lesson, and in the previous class when we read the poem Grandma Climbs a Tree, we came to know about Ruskin Bond, right? While knowing about R.K. Narayan and also about Ruskin Bond, what did we study? We came to know about their date of birth, their place of birth, their famous works, notable works, and then their education and also the awards they have received, right? So now let us know something about Rabindranath Tagore through this video.
Let us have a glance on the brief essence of life of a great Indian poet, a great philosopher, and a noteworthy Nobel Prize laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was popularly known as Kavi Guru Gurudeva, and by many other names. He was born on the 7th of May in the year 1861 in the city Calcutta in the state West Bengal under the British Presidency. He was the 13th son of Debendranath Tagore and his wife Sharada Devi. He was a great poet and a great philosopher. He wrote many stories, noteworthy novels, memorable poems, and very entertaining dramas. In the year 1901, Tagore founded an experimental school in rural West Bengal at a place called Shanti Niketan, where he sought to blend the best in Indian and Western traditions. Children enjoyed a unique way of learning here. In 1921, it became the Vishwa Bharati University. Some of his notable literary works are the national anthems for the countries India and Bangladesh. His work Gitanjali was a widely appraised and a well-known one. And another work of his, known as the Rabindra Sangeet, is an adorning jewel in the bejeweled crown of literature of Rabindranath Tagore. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1913 for his work Gitanjali.
So now we know about R.K. Narayan, we know about Ruskin Bond, and also we came to know about Rabindranath Tagore. So now, after looking at all these authors' profile or about their details, we have a rough idea of the format of profile writing. So, a profile writing includes date and place of birth, and then parents and childhood of that personality, schooling and education, and then notable works, and finally awards received by that particular person. So, all these things include in our profile writing. So, children, let us go to the last section of today's lesson, that is assignment. So, question number 1 is, how did Swami help the police to catch the burglar? Question number 2, how was Swami rewarded? Next question is, what did Swami want to be later in his life? So, these are the 3 questions. And next comes regarding the profile writing, you have to collect the information about Srimati Sarojini Naidu and write her profile. Okay. So, this is regarding the assignment. So, I think all of you have enjoyed the lesson hero and write all the questions, and for more questions and informations about the lesson, you just scan the QR code that is given at the top of the lesson, that is in the page number 1 on the top of the lesson, that a hero, you will find a QR code. Scan this QR code, that will take you to Diksha app, and when in the Diksha app you will get many more questions and activities related to this lesson. Take down all those questions and answer them and submit it to your class teacher. Thank you.